Here's your weather video for this Sunday. It's the 2nd of April, 2023. I'm meteorologist Bill Murray, and I was remembering back to this date in 1974. The night before, tornadoes had affected parts of Alabama, including Tuscaloosa, Blount, Madison counties. There had been a fatality up near Huntsville, and a call came to the National Weather Service in Birmingham from the chief of the National Severe Storms Forecast Center. That's what they used to call the SPC. Bob Ferry in Birmingham, the chief of the local weather office, took the call, told the director, Alan Pearson, that things had been bad the night before, but could have been worse. And Dr. Pearson told Mr. Ferry to hold on to his hat because the next day, Wednesday, April 3rd, 1974, was going to be a red letter day. And he was warning Weather Service offices all over the eastern United States to prepare. And boy, that was some good advice. Lots of folks all over the southeastern United States, Midwest, remembering the last 10 days, and it's not over with yet, folks. We've got more severe weather to go. Let's take a look at that and how it all plays into Alabama's weather. Got an upper level disturbance over New Mexico this morning, early on this Sunday morning. Pretty interesting little isolated feature. They're shifting to the east, going to bring thunderstorms to the Red River Valley, north central Texas, large area this afternoon. We'll be watching for that. Eventually, this will bring us rain tomorrow, later tonight, and early on Monday. Some of that rain could be heavy, but I don't think we're going to deal with any significant severe weather. We'll look at the severe weather outlook in just a minute, maybe a marginal risk. But the bigger system is coming later in the week. As you see, that system swings on through Alabama, sort of weakens, moves off. But look to the west. We've got this big system coming out of the western United States. By Tuesday at noon, pretty strong system there in Colorado. The Rockies spinning up low pressure there, eastern Colorado, that'll move into Nebraska during the day. This is our big weather maker, our next big weather maker. And as we go through time, Wednesday into Thursday and Friday, sort of a battle zone sets up here over the Ohio-Tennessee valleys, back into the Arklatex. That frontal zone there will be the focus for some more rain and unsettled weather, some thunderstorms as we move through the remainder of the week. Finally, all this begins to move out in week 2. We get a little bit cooler behind that first system. Look at that cold air there late in the second week. That's got some potential frost problems written all over it. Let's hope that's not going to be a problem. But we'll be looking, as James always tells you, don't plant until April 15th. And this may be a textbook case of why. GFS this morning showing high pressure large and in charge there from the Great Lakes through the Ohio Valley down to the Tennessee Valley. Right here in Alabama, we're in the 40s, starting off beautiful weather this morning. Going to be a nice day today. Pleasant temperatures rising into the lower and middle 70s. Places up around Sand Mountain, maybe around Albertville, Boaz, Scottsboro. Those areas may stay in the 60s. Fort Payne certainly could stay in the 60s. But most of it's going to be in the 70s and a beautiful spring day. Now, clouds will be increasing late in the day, especially overnight. We'll be watching that system coming there out of Texas. You see it shifting east. Rain moves into Alabama by midnight tonight. Overspreads the entire area. It'll be a rainy commute tomorrow morning. Heavy rain, some thunder in lots of areas. Small chance that those storms could be strong. Will not anything that we really expect to get out of hand, but we could see a strong thunderstorm tomorrow morning. Those storms will move quickly into Georgia. We'll see clearing skies through the rest of the day. That boundary is going to be lying around, though, and more showers and thunderstorms could develop in the heating of the afternoon. But nothing really substantial expected then. Tuesday morning, low pressure there, northeastern Colorado, big area of snow, northern plains back in the middle of the Rockies, some heavy snows back in Wyoming, much of the west getting snows. Very first low moving through southern Illinois into Indiana. Could see some thunderstorms in the morning. Tuesday, effectively along the northward moving warm front, western Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois. We'll watch that very closely. just for any severe weather there. But here in Alabama, we're going to have a beautiful day on Tuesday. We'll be in the 80s. Could get a little breezy as we go through the day, but good supply of sunshine. Should be a pretty nice day. But as we go through the day, widespread showers and thunderstorms break out from the Midwest back into the Arklatex. And all the ingredients are going to be there. They're going to be in place for a severe weather outbreak. Another severe weather outbreak. In fact, the SPC has already outlooked a large part of this area in a 30% risk on their day 4. We'll have the day 3 a little later after this video comes in. I'll update it on the blog when it does. But these showers and thunderstorms could be severe, all forms of severe weather there, and it could be another significant severe weather outbreak. Now, as we go through Tuesday night into early Wednesday, that morphs into sort of a squall line pushing to the east. It weakens as it goes. We've seen that happen several times this year. By noon on Wednesday, that is in western Tennessee and Mississippi, moving into Alabama. You would imagine that that would get some boost from the heating of the day, and that does appear to be the case. I think we'll have marginal risk or a slight risk for severe weather for parts of Alabama and the south on Wednesday. But it doesn't have much of a tornado outbreak look. We've got southwesterly winds, fairly unidirectional, supportive of severe weather, including damaging winds, possibly some hail, but tornadoes don't appear to be in the picture there for Wednesday for Alabama. But of course, as we always say, when it comes to thunderstorms in the spring in Alabama, expect the unexpected. Now, this system doesn't have much oomph to it in terms of pushing to the east. This strong subtropical ridge off the Atlantic coast keeps that battle zone right there in the same areas. That means some heavy rain could set up. Certainly unsettled conditions for Thursday, rain, more thunderstorms, probably a little cooler, 68 to 70 degrees on Thursday. And then we get a little bit of a break on Thursday night, but more showers and thunderstorms, perhaps a little further to the south. We could see some drying out over the Tennessee Valley, but with that front oscillating through here, not much change. Here's Saturday, more rain and thunderstorms. Sunday, a little push to the south. Maybe we're dry Sunday night into Monday. Next system swings by, and that probably becomes the reinforcing shot of dry air that we need to push all this out. Cooler in that week 2 period. In fact, we could be dealing with some really cool temperatures by the end of that week, and as we hinted before, potentially dealing with some frost somewhere along the way. We'll hope not. But as James always says, don't plant till April 15th anyway. Now, this is the day 1 severe weather outlook from the SPC, showing an enhanced risk there over North Texas, including the Dallas area, a larger slight risk area there over much of the northeastern quarter of Texas, with a marginal risk extending up into Oklahoma and east there into Arkansas and Louisiana. Shreveport area could get the dying thunderstorms as they move over there tonight. Some of those could be severe in northwestern Louisiana. Now, day 2, we notice the SPC does have northern Mississippi and Alabama in a marginal risk. That's at level 1 out of 5 for those thunderstorms that'll be over here. We'll watch that just in case. Day 3, the next system taking shape. And as we go out to the extended period, this was the day 4 from yesterday, Saturday. We'll have an updated day 3 for you to look at, and I'll have that on the blog later this morning, recording this video around 2:30 Sunday morning. But SPC, kind of going all in here for another outbreak. This one could be one of the biggest ones. Victor Gensini had a tweet yesterday that says he thinks this may be the worst of all of them. And boy, stacking it up against what happened Friday night and the previous Friday night, that is no small statement, folks. So this probably ends up being a moderate or a high risk there on Tuesday across much of the Midwest, southern Iowa, Illinois, in extreme western Indiana, good bit of Missouri, and into the northern portions of Arkansas. These places don't need any more severe weather. We know that. We certainly don't want any. Now, we talked about all that rain being with us for several days, and the rainfall amounts could become pretty heavy before it's all over with. 2 to 3 inches possible, according to the Weather Prediction Center, over the northwestern half of Alabama. 1 to 2 inches over the southeastern part of the area. We'll be watching that closely. And as we go out in time, looking around the 12th, kind of concerned that we could see some, 30s and 40s across north and northeast Alabama. Some cooler conditions, obviously. These anomalies, running some, 20 degrees below normal. Parts of eastern Kentucky, southwestern Virginia, West Virginia. We'll be watching that closely. The GFS temperatures, we'll take a peek at those because that's the model that we're playing with here. And the GFS indicating, will be 70s here today, tomorrow again, 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, but cooling off after that and kind of circling these dates right here. Tuesday the 11th, Wednesday the 12th, Thursday the 13th. Some of the normally colder locations in North Alabama could see 30s. And as that happens, we'll begin to worry a little bit about frost. Now, Weather Brains, the weekly netcast, it's all about weather. We're talking about the most recent severe weather outbreak from Friday and Saturday, including all the damage surveys coming in. The next severe weather outbreak coming in here Tuesday, and unsettled weather all week. And talking about all that, and also being joined by some students from the University of Oklahoma, their on-campus television station, actually impacted by severe weather back in February. And Rick Smith will be leading that discussion with some bright young minds, and we'll see what we can glean from them and their youth and enthusiasm and tremendous experience that those meteorologists to be are getting out at OU in Norman, Oklahoma. That's your weather video for this April the 2nd. I'll have notes on the blog, an update on the forecast. Keep an eye on that day 3, day 4 severe weather outlooks for you. We'll have frequent notes on the blog through the day and update the forecast there around noon. I want to thank Scott Martin for sitting in for me last week so we could get a little R&R in Florida. And until I see you next Sunday, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.